down to let an ambulance pass him on the A52 in Nottinghamshire. Retired Frank Wallington, 76, of Walsall, was driving home to the West Midlands after attending his cousin's funeral in Long Bennington when he saw an ambulance with flashing blue lights approaching. Frank pulled over to allow the ambulance to pass when he was on the A52 Grantham Road, approaching the traffic light junction at Cropwell Road in Radcliffe-on-Trent, which merges the two lanes. Not wanting to get in the way of the ambulances, he slowed down to make sure the ambulance could pass, otherwise he feared he would be stuck in front of it on a single lane ahead and cause it to be delayed. However, the 76-year-old was not aware a white car was driving closely behind the ambulance, and due to having to let the white car ahead as well, Frank passed through the traffic lights at the junction 1.2 seconds after the light turned red. He was contacted a month later by Nottinghamshire Police, who informed him on his traffic offence and punishment of £100 and given 3 points. But Frank deemed the punishment as unfair and wants the mitigating circumstances to be considered. Speaking of the incident, he said, "It's frustrating because I'm an advanced driver and I've always had a completely clean licence. I actually feel I could have carried on and driven straight through the traffic lights without any problem, but then I would have delayed the ambulance and what I assume was a car with perhaps a relative of the patient in the ambulance, with it being so close to the ambulance. I can't deny that I was 1.2 seconds late going through the traffic lights, but my point is that it was mitigating circumstances. If I had carried on, I would have blocked the ambulance procedure through those traffic lights as the road went into a single lane shortly afterwards." Despite explaining the situation, Frank has been told that he must appear at Nottingham Magistrates Court on February 14, 2023, if he wishes to dispute the punishment. After being told of the situation, a spokesperson for the Alliance of British Drivers said, "If somebody gets out of the way of an ambulance and then gets fined, I think that is absolutely reprehensible. I don't agree with it whatsoever. If someone drives through a red traffic light, then they deserve to be fined. But if they are doing that because they are getting out of the way of an ambulance, then that was fair dues. The chap was doing the right thing." Guidance from East Midlands Ambulance Service states that if a driver hears sirens, they should not panic, and if the road is congested, they should look to see if there is any space and move over when it is appropriate and if it is safe to do so.